Alright, Pumpkin Group, I hope you had a nice journey home, whether you made it by bus, car, flying pigeon, however you got there. Today we're going to talk about two different things called properties. We're going to talk about the commutative property and the associative property. Both of these properties have to do with addition and multiplication. When you think about properties are kind of like rules of math. So you're going to start learning them now, and you'll use them the whole way through college, or the whole way through high school, and into college math if you do math in college. So the commutative property is your first vocab word. So have your WSQ out in front of you, and go ahead and fill this in. The commutative property means that the order does not make any difference. So whether I do A plus B or B plus A, I get the same answer. 1 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 plus 1. That's with addition. With multiplication, if I do A times B, I get the same answer as B times A. So 3 times 4 is the same thing as 4 times 3. Here are some more examples. 4 plus 5 is the same thing as 5 plus 4. 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. Okay, you're going to use the commutative property only with addition and multiplication. It does not work with subtraction or addition. Go ahead and fill in that first vocab word for your model on your WSQ. Your second vocab term is the associative property. The associative property means that the groupings do not make any difference. So as you work on pre-algebra and into higher math, you'll start seeing parentheses in your math problems. Anytime you see something in parentheses, you do that part first. So here, before you can deal with adding C, you have to add A plus B. So A plus B and then adding C would give you the same answer as adding B and C and then adding A. Here's an addition example. 1 plus 2 and then adding 3 is the same thing as doing 2 plus 3 and then adding 1. You get 4. No, you don't. You get 6 no matter which way you do it. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 is 3, plus 3 more is 6. 2 and 3 is 5, and 1 more is 6. So when you multiply, you can use parentheses in multiplication too. If you have two letters that are just next to each other, that means they're being multiplied. So A times B and then times C is the same thing as doing B times C and then multiplying by A. So here's a number example. If I have 2 times 3 in parentheses and then multiply it by 4, I'm going to get the same answer as I would if I multiplied 3 and 4 and then multiplied by 2. So let's try it. 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24, 3 times 4 is 12, times 2 is 24. 24 is equal to 24. The associative property does not work for subtraction or division, so just like the commutative property, they are for addition and multiplication only. You have a couple practice problems on your WSQ. Go ahead and get the vocab filled in and then turn to the practice problems. A store sells a shirt in 6 different colors. The shirts are displayed on 3 shelves. On each shelf there are 2 shirts of each color, which can be used to find the total number of shirts on the shelves. Circle all the equations that could be used. So you need to think about this. If you have 6 colors and 3 shelves, you need to figure out how many shirts there are altogether. There are 2 shirts of each color. So you have 6 colors, 2 shirts, and 3 shelves. Does 6 times 2 and then times 3 help you find the answer? 3 plus 6 and then plus 2 help you find the number? 2 plus 6 and then plus 3 help you find the answer? 2 times 6 and then times 3 help you find the answer? 3 plus 6 plus 2 more? 6 times 2 times 3. Circle the equations that could be used. Okay? Then your next one, Kenzie says that 4 times 5 times 2 and 5 times 4 times 2 will give her the same answer because of the commutative property. Do you agree or disagree with her? You might need to go back and rethink about your vocab stuff. Make sure when you fill in your vocab, I forgot to tell you this earlier, I'm so sorry. Make sure you have a definition and illustration for each word. When you do examples and non-examples, you could use pictures or number sentences or equations, whichever makes the most sense for you, whatever is the most helpful for you. You might need to look back at that section to do your explanation here. You also might need it to work on your summary. I wrote this paragraph about what we just talked about, or what I just talked about to you. You need to fill in the blanks. I did not give you a word bank. If you come in tomorrow and you say, I was really confused, you should put a word bank on the next one. That's something I can think about doing, but we're going to try it this way first. So there are blanks that need to be filled in. Use your vocab section, especially those examples and non-examples, to help you out. And the last thing you need to do is your question summary, your question section. Use the space below to create a practice problem for a friend to solve. Your problem should be related to the commutative or associative properties. So work on that. And then if you have questions for me, let's say you're confused about something, or you want more examples, or you want to know what other properties there are, whatever your questions might be, write down a question you have for me. Okay? That's all for today.